Okay, so we are working on making sure that we reduce these as much as we can. And with that being stated, some of you might be able to look at these two numbers to see what they have in common. They are count by 2, so we're going to divide both by 2. And we're going to rewrite them below. So 22 divided by 2 is 11. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now, I swear I've done this problem, but 15 and 45, you can recognize that that's a count by 5 number, okay? But we want to get the number as big as possible. So you're saying 1, 3 for 15 and 45? They are both divisible by 3. I agree with that. Yes, they are both divisible by 15. And you can tell that by looking at it. 15, if I go off to the side and I count, 15, 30, 45. So I'm going to divide by 15, divide by 15. You end up with 3 and 1. We'll multiply across the top, get 33 over 2. 2. Then you have to do that final step. 33 divided by 2 is 1. I should be able to do that in my head, but I'm not. 16. Hold on. What am I leaving? That's a 3. So remainder 1. So our 1 is left over. So we'll have a remainder of 1. And in order to write that as a fraction, it's 16 and 1/2. Now I'm going to make sure that we know why we're doing this. And if you are not writing the whole thing on the paper, that's a problem. But because 7th graders should already know how to multiply fractions and simplify fractions. But if I came in here and I said negative 11 ones times negative 3/2, well, negative times a negative is a positive. Now, if I erased one of those, maybe, there we go, that's beautiful. Then I would also have to know that that would change it to a negative. So we are just taking it that our understanding of how to add or multiply and divide fractions, and we're going to throw in those same rules that we've learned to 7th graders. Yes, ma'am. What's your question?
I'm a little confused on what we're doing.
We're on number 5.
Okay.
And we'll do it again on number 6 and see if that starts making sense. Okay? So, I'm not erasing anything. Yes, what's your question?
15 divided by 15, it wouldn't be 5.
It's 15 divided by 15.
1. You just said 15.
It's 15 divided by 15.
1. You just said it's 15 divided by 15. 5.
Yes, if I was reducing it by 3, but I'm choosing the bigger number, I'm dividing it all by 15. So that's one's a little bit more complicated. We could, and when I'm done recording, I'll show you how we could break that into smaller pieces, okay? But let's look at this one. We're looking at these two numbers to see what factors I can pull out. Well, 3 is the largest one that I can get, so I'm going to divide by 3, both of them. And I'm going to write what they have left over down below. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. Make sure you're writing. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Then we will look at 28 and 35. Now, that's where it might get a little bit complicated for students if you don't know your multiplication skills very well. So I'm going to look at that 35 because I know that can be a count by 5 number, right? So I'm going to do 35 divided by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 7. So since I know that 7 is a possibility, I'm going to try to figure out if 28 can also be divided by 7. And using my number line over here, it can. So see, 28 and 35 are both multiples of 7, which means I can divide them both by 7. So 28 divided by 7 and 35 divided by 7. 35 divided by 7 goes on the top. 28 divided by 7 goes on the bottom. Multiply across the top. Please stop. Multiply across the bottom. That is done.